I think, Coral, that we shall start by now. So do you want me to stop sharing my screen so that you could share yours?
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you, Fatima. Well, first of all I have to say is a pleasure to be here again. I want to thank Phonics Club and Fatima as well for inviting me to chat to teachers in Pakistan. I am right now in Spain, but I have one foot in England and one foot in Spain because I've got dual nationality. I've got family in England and I also have family in Spain. And I can say that I have a bilingual brain, and you can achieve that perfectly well if you follow the advice of trainers like Fatima or me. We both met a while ago, quite a long time ago, back in Pakistan, and we've been together in England when we meet for the trainers conference. So it's a great pleasure to be here to talk about the importance of writing. Okay, so let's summarize a little bit what you probably already know. So let me share screen. I think, can you all see my screen? Can someone just put thumbs up? I can't see any pictures or any videos. Okay, Fatima, could just someone unmute themselves and say, yes, I can see?
Yes, I can see terminology over here.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so I know we have students and I know we have here teachers and parents. So very important for everyone to know that if you want a child to be able to write, they need to be able to speak first. Talking is essential. So the talking, obviously, and the writing happens also if you can read. So what's the part of reading, blending, when you need to read a word that you've never seen before? You need to put sounds together and like simple words like man. Well, you need to say man when you're little, but when you're older, if I was to give you a long word, you would still blend if you've never seen it before. Later on, when the brain, we've got a photographic brain, interiorizes the grapheme, phoneme, the letter and the sound correspondence, then photographically you can just read words fast. But the blending is essential. What is segmenting? Segmenting is the skill that we teach as teachers, but we use as readers and writers. We use to write. So when we hear a word, again, the word man, well, you hear man, you see a picture of a man, you want to write man, you need to segment it into sounds. So you hear man, and you need to, in your brain, say man, man, and then you write the M, and the the circle with a tail, and the N, and then you read man. That's segmenting. And we all need to know that English is complex. It's got digraphs, trigraphs, quadrigraphs. So there are one letter, one sound. I think the simplest sound in English is the sound A, which is always written with the letter A. That's the only simple sound. The rest could be double letters, could be sometimes not one sound owns a spelling and no spelling owns the sound. For example, let me explain. The word Monday. Monday. How do you write Monday with an O, but it sounds O? So that means that the sound O in that case is written with an O. Now, let me turn that round. If I say run, now that's the sound O that's written with a U. So that means that the sound is never owning the same spelling and so on. So that's why we've got digraphs, trigraphs, etc., etc. Okay, so let's continue. I want you to read that slide, okay? It's essential to learning. Now, if at school you were told, be quiet, don't talk, You know what you should do? You should put your hands up and tell the teacher, the only way a human being learns is by talking and teaching someone else. So you need to talk, and the talking is essential because it will come to your part for writing, okay? Extremely important. So let me continue with the PowerPoint a little bit, and then we'll go on with how you get into writing. Okay, classroom management. You know what your teacher should know. You know what you should know as a teacher, that the children need to talk. Okay, I need you to unmute yourself because we're going to be talking now. Okay, let's go. I want you to learn English, therefore I'm going to let you talk. But of course, as a teacher, and if you're a student, you need to know that it needs to be very well organized, like a director of an orchestra. So there are 5 steps to writing, and it comes from talking. So let's go. I'm going to repeat, you need to repeat. Please unmute yourselves if you can. Yeah, no need for the video, but at least unmute yourself. Okay, my turn, your turn, turn to your partner and stop people around. Though that is the key. Oops. I was unmuted there, muted. Can you unmute yourselves if you can and repeat with me? My turn.
My turn.
My turn.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Talk to your partner.
Talk
Talk to your partner.
Talk to your partner. Stop hand signal.
Stop it.
Okay. Hand signal.
Very good. Okay, so you can mute yourselves again. Thank you. Mute yourselves, and then I'll continue. So it's extremely important that you know when I do this, I talk. When I do this, you talk. When I do this, you talk to someone. And then when I say stop, and I'm only going to say once, everyone has to stop. Okay? So how do you know who your partner is? Because in the classroom, you're going to clap hands. If you are at home, you're alone. And what you need to do is find like a puppet, and you've got to talk to your puppet and tell the story of whatever we're going to do. Okay, so having that in mind of the importance of all this, what we're going to do is we are going to start thinking about how we are going to talk. Okay, so the talking is essential for writing. Now, let's start first with writing, but the writing is going to be through stories. So imagine I'm reading a story about the 3 little goats or Little Red Riding Hood. So please unmute yourselves because I'm going to ask you either to write on the chat, or I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself and tell me a story that you really like in English, and then we can talk about it. We can describe the characters. We can say the what, the when, the where, and the how. The what is the story about? The when did it happen? The how did the Little Red Riding Hood walk through the forest? Or whatever story you like, okay? So write it on the chat or unmute yourselves. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Let me check the chat.
I like Goldie and the 3 Bears.
Oh yes, I love Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. That is wonderful. Okay, keep going.
One day, Goldie went into the forest. Her mother asked her not to go in the little house of the 3 bears.
Very good.
But she did. And when she entered the house, she saw 3 bowls of porridge. One was too little, one was too big, and one was medium. And
excellent. Very good. Stop. Very good. So you've started the story there. You've started telling us, and now we need to talk about the characters. Okay, so who are the characters, and we're going to describe the characters. Describing the characters, and I'm going to start using movements because this is from Jolly Grammar. When we talk about the name of someone or the name of a thing that you can take a picture of, is either a common noun. Come on, everyone, if you wish, you can put the video on so I can see you as well. This is common noun, and this is proper noun. So you can talk about Goldilocks. Okay, Goldilocks, everyone, 2 fingers is a proper noun. Repeat, Goldilocks.
Goldilocks.
Right, Goldilocks walked, because it's a verb, walk through the forest. Repeat, forest.
Forest.
Forest is a common noun. So now we are talking about common nouns, but we need to describe and the headings that Fatima explained to everyone was about expanding a sentence. Expanding means bigger. So we can't just say Goldilocks walked through the forest. What was the forest like? I want describing words. I want adjectives that go before the common noun. So that is expanding a word. So I'm going to ask you to unmute yourselves or write it on the chat. I want you to tell me what the forest was like. Please tell me about the forest.
Deep
Was it
forest.
dark, cold,
forest.
dark, cold, gloomy, scary, brown, cold? What adjective would you put to the forest? Come on, give me names.
Deep.
Sorry. We've got Hunain. What did you say?
Deep.
Deep forest. I love that. Grassy. Hashir has said it was a grassy forest. What else could the forest be like? Was it when you were there in the forest? What do you think that they could see? They could see trees that were the trees. Is it a common noun? The tree? Yes. Is a tree a common noun? Yes or no? Yes.
Can I use?
Yes.
Describe the trees. Were the trees green, brown, tall, short?
Short tree. Torn. These are torn.
Very tall, very tall, very high trees. Very good. Okay, stop.
Tree.
Okay, keep thinking about the story of Goldilocks. Think about going in the house. Now, going in the house, how do you think she felt? How do you think she felt? Okay, when you feel something is a verb, yeah? So I eat or I feel cold, that's all verbs. When you describe a verb, it's an adjective, okay? Sorry, it's an adverb. Adjective before the noun. And now verb, after the verb, you put an adverb. Come on, everyone, 2 fists. Repeat, verb, adverb. Okay, so how do you think Goldilocks was feeling? Was she feeling sleepy? Was she feeling scared? I know how she was feeling. Come on, unmute yourselves or write it on the chat. Go.
She was sleeping.
Oh, yeah, she was very sleepy. She felt horrible. I'm sure she felt horrible. Horrified. That's better, Hashir. By the way, Arush and Hashir and Akshan, you are writing. Stop. You are writing on the chat privately. Why don't you write for everyone? So I don't need to read it out loud and everyone can read it. Okay, so Hashir said horrified. Okay, Afshan wrote for everyone, huge, tall, a high, forest, because all that are adjectives for the noun. Excellent. And then the feeling, Hira says he was nervous. Yeah, she was feeling very nervous. Excellent. Well done. Okay, now we carry on. So Now we need to say where actually Goldilocks was. She was in a...
Oh no.
Sorry?
Different.
I don't know if someone
She
spoke.
was in a dark forest.
She was in the dark forest. Very good.
She was
Dark.
in deep forest.
Yeah.
Deep
Repeat
forest.
everyone.
Forest.
Dark
Dark
forest.
forest.
Very good. Okay,
Deep
she was in the dark forest.
forest.
What else happened? Now, when she was in the house, can someone describe the house? Was the house big, small? Was the house
Big. House.
House was very small.
oh, the house was very
messy house.
small. Very
Oh,
good.
messy house.
Okay.
Red, red beautiful house.
A beautiful house. It could have been a beautiful house. Excellent. Now, when Goldilocks went to
Untidy
the house, yeah, and she saw the porridge in the bowls. She tried the beds. If you remember the story, she tried the beds. There were 3 beds. She tried the chairs. There were 3 chairs. So let's talk about the porridge. Porridge, is it a noun or an adjective? Can you take a picture of porridge? Can you take a picture of the bowl? The food? Yes? So it's a noun. Everyone repeat, common noun.
Porridge now.
Now, the common noun, now what we're going to do is we are going to describe the porridge. How was that porridge? Come on, give me adjectives. Was it hot, cold? Was it thick? Thin? Tell me.
It was sweet.
It was sweet. Everyone repeat, one fist. Sweet
Sweet.
porridge.
Tasty.
Sweet. Sweet.
More, do you think it was a hot porridge or cold porridge?
Cold porridge.
Teacher, porridge.
Well, actually, there were 3 bowls. So, because there were 3 bowls, we had hot porridge. Everyone repeat, hot porridge. The second bowl was cold porridge. And finally, the third bowl was the right porridge.
Right.
Right. Okay, then she tried the beds. The bed, is it a noun or an adjective?
No.
Noun. Come on, everyone, repeat, bed. If you can take a picture of something, it's a noun. Everyone, get your camera. Get your camera. Let's take a picture. Repeat, chair. Chair. Let's take a picture of a book. Book is a common noun. Okay, now, the beds. You can take a picture of a bed? Yes, it's a noun. So, these beds, there were 3 beds. Can you describe, can you expand the sentence for the beds? Tell me, what were the beds like? Were they soft, hard, big, dirty, clean, cold, warm?
Bed. Soft. Bed. The hard ones for daddy.
There was some beds were hard, very good, cozy.
Baby. Uncozy, not cozy.
Very good, excellent. There were small, yeah, there was a small, everyone repeat, small bed. Repeat, soft bed.
Bed.
Repeat,
Bed.
hard bed. Very good, excellent. Stop. Then Goldilocks went into the living room, and she saw a chair. Can you describe the chairs, please? There were 3 chairs. What were the chairs like? Describe the chairs.
Red beautiful chairs.
Beautiful.
small chair.
An armchair.
Tall.
Comfortable chair.
Big chair.
There were 3 sized chairs.
Colorful
There was one big, one small, and one medium. Very good. One was soft, one was hard, and the other one was just right. Excellent. Well done. Okay, stop. Now, when she was happily sitting on a chair, eating the right chair, they're not too hard, they're not too soft. And when she was eating the porridge, that was not too cold, that was not too hot, that was the right porridge. Can you tell me what happened? There were 3 bears that came back home. Can you describe the bears?
The bears arrived.
The 3 bears
Bears
arrived.
arrived.
Describe the bears. Come on, go.
3 bears arrived.
And what describe the bears? Were they big, small, ugly, beautiful, scary?
Brown furry.
Excellent. Write down as well if you want on the chat what the bears were like. Bear mommy, bear daddy. Okay, we normally say mommy bear, daddy bear. Okay, so it's mommy bear, daddy bear, or you can say mommy bear, daddy bear, and baby bear. Okay, describe the bears. What were the bears like? There was the giant daddy bear. Excellent. Well done, Hira. I love that. Giant. That's a lovely, wonderful adjective. What else?
Hairy bear. Big hairy bear. Grizzly
A giant daddy bear. I love that word, giant daddy bear. Excellent. Okay, very good. Okay, now,
Grumpy
now stop. And of course, at the beginning, Goldie Bears, how was she feeling? Can you tell me how she was feeling? She was a bit scared. But finally, they all became friends. Oh, actually, she went running to the forest and she left the house behind. Now, if I was asked, and this is now my chat to the teachers and the parents who are part of this talk. If right now I asked my students to write about Goldie Bears, having the knowledge of Jolly Phonics and the alternatives from...
Ma'am, your mic.
Okay, can I ask you to stop?
Can you tell me what are you saying?
Can I ask you to mute
Ma'am?
yourself, please? Thank
Ma'am?
you. Abiha, good. Muted, excellent. Now
Ma'am?
you talk. Someone else is talking. No, okay, good. Now I am talking to teachers and parents now. If I was to ask my students now, or my
Excuse me, ma'am.
Shh. Everyone has to be quiet now. Stop. If I was to ask my students now to write
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, someone is talking. Abiha, yes.
Abiha, please.
Can you tell me what are you saying, ma'am? Fatima?
Yes, Abiha, is everything all right? What's wrong with you?
Ma'am?
I can't hear. I can't hear. I think it's Abiha talking. Abiha, what's wrong?
I think there was something wrong with her mic. You can carry on, Coral.
Okay. Okay, fine. So if I was to ask my students to write about Goldilocks and the 3 bears, now that we've been talking, I can model and start writing, okay, once upon a time, now how do we start the story? There was a little girl called Goldie Bear. Okay, fine. So what was the name of the girl? Turn to your partner. Oh, or tell me, if we are in lockdown and we have to be at home, then I would be asking, okay, now, please, can you tell me what Goldilocks was feeling, where she went, what she found, what she saw? Tell me a little bit more about the expanding the sentence, and then they can write it down. Okay, so this is the idea of expanding sentences, of using all the grammar actions. And now I want everyone to get one piece of paper. Okay, please try to find an A4 piece of paper. Okay, like this. Try to find an A4 piece of paper, please. And we are going to build paper aeroplanes. Okay, so I'm not very good at building paper aeroplanes, but I'll try. So are you ready? Whenever you have your paper, you tell me, because this is also to do with writing. And with this, I'm going to finish because I know the time is gone. How long have I got, Fatima? Because we started a little bit later. Okay, have you got a piece of paper? Very good. Okay, I want you to fold it in half. Okay? And then I want you to, one corner, fold it like this, because it's going to be like the pilots. Yeah. And then we're also going to fold the other part. Okay. This is a very simple paper airplane. Very simple. Okay. So if we do this, it's flying. Okay. Now, I want you to write your name on the plane. Yeah. I wrote my name on the plane. Because now you might be at home alone, but when you're in the classroom, you need to know what your plane is. Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to fold this part like inside. It's a very strange airplane, but anyway. At least I can pick it up and it will fly, okay? Are you ready? Okay, now we are going to fly the plane and we are going to note where the plane lands, because it could land, okay, and we're going to talk about prepositions. It could land, everyone repeat, on.
On.
One finger, one hand, repeat, on.
On.
Under.
Under.
At. Behind.
Behind.
Next.
Next.
But the airplane could also go through. Repeat, through.
Through.
Okay, excellent. So when you're going to fly the airplane 3 times, and then you're going to have to tell me where the airplane lands. The airplane can land on the table, under the table, next to the chair, through the window, above my bed. Okay? I want you, yeah, to start flying your plane. Come on, 2 minutes, and remember where it was landing. You might need to write it down on the bed, under the chair, or above the desk. Come on, 1, 2, 3, go.
On the table?
Okay, keep writing down.
On the glass table?
Just write, remember it, and then we'll talk later.
Under the table?
Okay, well, just make a note, a mental note, or write it down, and then we'll all come back together. Okay? Okay, right. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Can you write on the chat? Oh, some people have already got it next to the laptop, next to the table, under the table on my laptop. Okay, good. Next, above chair. Okay, Shabana. We can't say next above. You can say next to the chair or above the chair. So you can say, my aeroplane went above the chair and landed next to the chair. Under the table, on the floor. Excellent. So good. Okay. So stop now, everyone. And now this is for my teachers, okay, and my parents. As simple as making paper planes, the writing can happen. Look, you can explore all the landings. My plane was called the Harriet. Can you see here my plane? I gave it a name, the Harriet, but you can give it any name you want. And look at where the Harriet landed. When you fly and observe where it landed, you can start recording the prepositional phrases of the plane or just the preposition of the plane. So you continue flying the plane and you keep writing where the plane lands. Create a poem. Then we can create a poem about the landing. The title is The Diary of the Harriet. Now, everyone, read with me. You don't need to unmute yourself, just read. Under the chair, next to the door, on top of the fan, through the window, behind the computer, in the bin, between the desks, along the floor, across the room, around the classroom, soared Harriet through the air. Okay? So, look how simple a way of asking children to write about prepositions, prepositional phrases, and poetry writing. And now I want everyone to be up and above because we are going to play Kung Fu punctuation, okay? Are you all standing? Yes? Are you all standing? Stand up. And you don't need to unmute yourselves, but if you wish, you can mute yourself, okay? Are you ready? Okay, we're going to practice Kung Fu punctuation, okay? Can you see what I can see? Okay, so something is not working for me. Let's have a look. Something is not working. It's working. Excellent. Good, good, good. Okay. So, 1 second, because I need to share my screen with you. Okay. I've got so many screens opened. Now, everyone, stand up. Okay? And be ready to do what I'm going to do.
Speech marks. Full stop. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Full stop. Full stop. Full stop. Comma. Comma. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. Full stop. Full stop. Full stop. Capital letter.
Okay, so that was just for practice. Now we got to do it for real. Okay, I want everyone to stand up and start Kung Fu punctuation. Start with 2 hands together because we've got to salute. And this is a capital letter. Okay, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on, everyone.
Kung Fu punctuation. Capital letter.
Repeat. Capital letter.
Capital letter.
Capital letter.
Full stop. Full
Stop.
stop. Full stop.
Stop.
Speech marks.
Speech marks.
Speech marks. Speech marks. Full stop.
Full stop.
Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Full stop. Full stop. Full stop. Comma. Comma. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. Full stop. Full stop. Full stop. Capital letter.
Okay. So,
Kung Fu.
I hope you like this because, and now here is my talk to my teachers and my parents. Jolly Grammar includes all this punctuation, and it's extremely important to have the children active, not just sitting and writing. They need to be moving, and it's essential for the learning. And the same as I know all this, Fatima and Phonics Club are really good at delivering lessons, giving lessons, Zoom, face-to-face, and also providing materials for all the books to read and write, and for your children's literacy to really improve tremendously. Okay, let me tell you that Cambridge International Examination Board recommends Jolly Grammar 1 to 3 for children to actually take the external exam. So it's a high quality program, Jolly Phonics and Jolly Grammar, that goes from Grammar 1 all the way to Grammar 6. Okay, with that, I finished. I don't know if you have any questions, either if you're a teacher or you're a student. It's been a great pleasure, but let me check the chat and see if there are any questions there. Let's have a look. Okay, I know also I've got to mention that Fatima is partners with GMCA, which is the Global Montessori Coaching Institute. And I want to also thank them for inviting me here. So thank you very much to GMCI, Global Montessori Coaching Institute. It's amazing that they are also organizing this, okay? So do you have any questions? Because if you do, please write it down on the chat. I'll be very happy to answer. If not, I'll pass over to Fatima.
Teacher, what is speech mark?
What is a speech mark? I love that question. When you are writing, you need sometimes to give power to what you are writing. So for example, imagine a dog barks, yeah? So you can't just say The dog barks. You write, the dog barks, woof, woof. And then you put inverted commas, 2 little commas at the beginning of woof, woof. That is one way of explaining speech marks. They are like 2 commas at the beginning and 2 commas at the end to give more power to what you're writing. If you read comics, comics have loads of inverted commas, speech marks. Okay, any other question?
No.
Okay, so, well, thank you very much for inviting me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I pass over to Fatima. I've got another meeting, so I've got to leave now. Fatima, it's been a great pleasure. And enjoy the rest of the day and the chat, okay?
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for being here with us. We'll see you next time very soon.
Okay, teacher.
Pleasure.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.
Teacher.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, bye, bye,
Bye.
bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, bye, bye.
Okay, participants. Now I can see that you have really enjoyed this session. Now this is the time when we are going to move towards the next next session where we are going to actually produce something creative over here. So please keep your paper and pencils ready. I can see that we have got the participants from students and mothers as well. So if the students want to leave the session, then they can leave, because now this is the time when we are going to discuss a few things with the teachers as well. If the students want to leave the session, they can leave now, because I'm going to have a few words with the teachers. And if they want to stay here, that's perfectly fine with me as well. So basically, in this session, we have learned how we can teach creative writing, how we can design characters, and how we can work out on the description of the character. And it was wonderful to have the Kung Fu punctuation with us as well. So when you are writing something, the first step is always to understand what is creative. What is creative in the writing? Writing में सबसे creative क्या बात है? Creative writing उस वक्त होती है जिस वक्त आप अपनी thoughts को, अपने mind में आने वाले ख्यालात को अपनी writing के अंदर लिख कर बताते हैं, share करते हैं अपनी writing के अंदर. So if you're copying from somewhere, if you're writing someone else's sentences, then it's not creative writing. So there are different types of creative writing. Sometimes it's descriptive, when you're describing something. आप किसी scene को, किसी person को, या किसी market को describe कर रहे होते हैं, then it's descriptive writing. And sometimes it's narrative writing, when you're telling a story or something like that. And sometimes it's persuasion, when you are giving some opinion and arguments about a topic. Finally, we have to organize our writing. अगर आपकी creative writing organize नहीं होगी, उसके अंदर एक flow नहीं होगा, उसकी एक proper conclusion, introduction और middle body नहीं होगी, then your teacher would not be able to understand your creative writing. Okay, so let's see how we can make it interesting, how we can add catchy words and interesting vocabulary in your creative writings. Basically, when you start thinking about a topic, when you want to write something, then it's very important to know that there is a name, there is a title of everything. So if you want to write a story about a character, you can also try to name the story as per the character. Okay, so let's see that there are 3 major portions of a creative writing: introduction, body, and conclusion. So let's write a catchy title and introduction of your story. I can see that there are some participants who are just joining this session. I can see them. Okay, so dear participants, Let's write down a title and introduction of your creative writing. आप सब अपने माइंड से सोचें कोई एक अच्छा सा टाइटल अपनी क्रिएटिव राइटिंग के बारे में और उसकी इंट्रोडक्शन लिखें. इंट्रोडक्शन जो है उसको लिखने के 5 मेजर ऑप्शंस होते हैं हमेशा आपके पास. जब भी आप किसी क्रिएटिव राइटिंग की इंट्रोडक्शन को कंपोज करते हैं, यू कैन स्टार्ट विद अ क्वेश्चन. आप किसी भी क्वेश्चन के जरिए से अपनी क्रिएटिव राइटिंग स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. यू कैन स्टार्ट विद एन इंफॉर्मेशन. किसी इंफॉर्मेशन से अपनी क्रिएटिव राइटिंग स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. यू कैन स्टार्ट विद स्टेटिस्टिक्स. 3rd नंबर पे जो आपका पॉइंट आ रहा है स्टेटिस्टिक्स है. कोई फैक्ट्स और फिगर्स दे सकते हैं. Okay, I'm also writing in the chat box questions, information, facts and figures, joke, quotation. आपने अक्सर देखा होगा कि जब भी आप स्टोरी बुक्स पढ़ रहे होते हैं तो वहां पर स्टोरी बुक की जो स्टार्टिंग होती है उस पर सबसे ज्यादा फोकस होता है आपका. स्टार्टिंग और टाइटल. स्टार्टिंग और टाइटल जो है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके पार्टिसिपेंट, आप में से कौन जो है वो अपना टाइटल और इंट्रोडक्शन जो है वो हमारे साथ शेयर करना चाहेगा? जी, एनीथिंग विच यू हैव रिटन. ओके, यू कैन रेज योर हैंड्स पार्टिसिपेंट्स. आप में से कौन अपनी इंट्रोडक्शन और टाइटल जो है वो शेयर करना चाहेगा? Please raise your hand, everyone. Okay, you can take 2 minutes for writing. Okay, so if you're writing about some fiction, some imaginative stories, your title would be matching to that inspiration. For example, if you are writing about some monsters or some aliens, you can talk about their habits, their characters. Okay, I like your titles. Yes, wonderful. So your title could be a phrase as well. Wonderful, Hira. Okay, so you can also think about the introduction, because this is the first thing that comes into the contact of the reader. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now please type your introductions. Introduction could be a joke, a question, a quotation, facts and figures, informations. Okay, I can see that there are things coming up from your minds. Okay, so when you are done with your title introduction, then comes your body. The body can be of 3 paragraphs. The body can be of 5 paragraphs if it's a 5 paragraph essay, and if it's a 3 paragraph essay, you have to complete your information in the coming 3 paragraphs. Wonderful. From Farheen, it's a question. You can start your creative writing with a question as well. It's a wonderful introduction to start your creative writing with a question. Yes. So you need to focus on the title and then introduction. When it comes to making of sentences, you need to understand that you need to expand sentences. आपको अपने sentences को expand करना है, और sentences को expand किस तरह से किया जा सकता है? You can train your students to think about the picture, to think about the character, and think about all the WH questions of the characters. What, where, why, who, which. So where is this cat sitting? What is the cat doing? Why the cat is sitting over here? And who is the owner of the cat? Which color is this? And you can also add lots of other information accordingly. These are the tips for expanding sentences. You can always add adjectives with nouns, adverbs with verbs, prepositions at the end, and conjunctions to join sentences. You can give some tables to your students so that they are happy in organizing information. Sometimes it becomes very difficult for the student to add adverbs and conjunctions and prepositions. So it's a practice. Tell them to write a simple sentence. Now add more information in your sentences. You can practice doing it right now. I will give you a topic and you can practice doing it, and then you can also share your creative writing samples on the given email address. Okay, so just select one topic from here. जब भी आपके स्टूडेंट्स क्रिएटिव राइटिंग करते हैं तो उसके बाद सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट टास्क जो टीचर का होता है वो क्या होता है कि आप उसको फीडबैक प्रोवाइड करते हैं, मार्किंग स्कीम दी जाती है ताकि स्टूडेंट को पता चले कि उसको असेस किया गया है, किन ग्राउंड्स पे असेस किया गया है, उसका रूब्रिक क्या था, उसकी मार्किंग स्कीम क्या थी. Without marking scheme, the students are unable to figure out their mistakes and problems. Okay, so please select one of the topic from here. अगर आप टीचर्स और मदर्स में से कोई भी चाहता है कि उसकी क्रिएटिव राइटिंग को ट्रेनर्स जो है लैंग्वेज, उसकी लैंग्वेज को असेस करके बताएं कि आपकी लैंग्वेज के अंदर क्या प्रॉब्लम्स है, क्योंकि क्रिएटिव राइटिंग जो एक ऐसा पीस ऑफ राइटिंग होता है जो आपका एक्सप्रेशन है, लैंग्वेज एक्सप्रेशन है. क्रिएटिव राइटिंग रिफ्लेक्ट करती है आपकी लैंग्वेज को. अगर आप क्रिएटिव राइटिंग का एक टॉपिक अटेम्प्ट करेंगे तो उससे हम आपको बता सकेंगे कि आपकी प्रॉब्लम क्या है, आपको पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, आपको ग्रामर में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में क्या फ्लो है, क्या आप एक अच्छी क्रिएटिव राइटिंग लिख सकते हैं या नहीं लिख सकते. सो डियर पार्टिसिपेंट, यू कैन चूज वन टॉपिक फ्रॉम हियर, from this slide, and then you can submit your creative writing on the given email address, or you can also WhatsApp me, and then we will send you the marking scheme and the feedback on your language expression, and it's going to be the assessment of your language expression as well. Okay, so now we are finally moving to the end of our training session. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. You can raise your hands for the questions. Ji, Miss Shavana, is it possible for you to type in the chat box your questions? Type in the chat box, because sometimes there are some problems in the mics. Okay, I'm going to give you my email address. Everyone is requested to attempt this creative writing so that we are able to assess yours, okay? Okay, it's very important to get your creative writing checked and get to know that what is the feedback. And if you want to get your children's creative writing being assessed, you can also share it. अगर आप अपने बच्चों की किसी क्रिएटिव राइटिंग की असेसमेंट चाह रहे हैं, आप ये चाह रहे हैं कि आपको पता चले आपके बच्चे की प्रॉब्लम क्या है, तो आप वो भी सेंड कर सकते हैं. ओके. Yes, I can share the piece of creative writing. Let me move back to my slides. Yes, I have shared my email address and I'm also going to share the topics, okay? Okay, so you can see there are lots of topics over here. You can select any one of the topic from this side, okay? I will also share the picture of the topics. आप सब अपने creative writings को assess करवाएं, क्योंकि क्रिएटिव राइटिंग की असेसमेंट जो बहुत ज़रूरी होती है, ताकि आपको पता चल सके कि आपका जो स्टूडेंट है वो कहाँ पर लैग कर रहा है, उसके क्या इश्यूज हैं. Okay, so I think that it's very much clear to everyone. I have given my email address. Please share your creative writing, your topics and your introduction to my email address, and you can also WhatsApp. And if you want to know more about the concepts of grammar and some other areas, how you can improve your grammar, then I can also share some links of the tutorials. You can get your children join our summer camp. We have Friday and Saturday fixed for creative writing and reading comprehensions. We teach grammar on every Tuesday. We teach grammar through Jolly Grammar program, so that there are lots of fun games, activities, grammar actions. Okay, topics are being shared with everyone. Please check on the screen. And if you have any other question, you can ask now. If you have not yet submitted your registration forms, then please make sure that you get them submitted, because it's important for your certificates. Our team will prepare your certificates, okay? Someone said that you want to have a quick look at a sample of creative writing. So let me share a picture, a sample of creative writing. Let's have a look at this one over here. Okay. Okay, look at this sample over here. The children try to write like this. They make lots of mistakes. They repeat words. And when they are taught, आफ्टर केयरफुल इंस्ट्रक्शन, इसके बाद जब वो सेंटेंस बनाते हैं तो उनके सेंटेंसेस जो है उनके अंदर नाउन्स, वर्ब्स, पंक्चुएशन मार्क्स होने चाहिए. देखिए आप इस सेंटेंस को, इसके अंदर आपको प्रेपोजिशंस, एडवर्ब्स, एडजेक्टिव्स, हर चीज नजर आएगी. और बिल्कुल स्टार्ट में जब बच्चे सेंटेंसेस बनाते हैं तो उनके सेंटेंसेस थोड़े डिफरेंट होते हैं. जैसे आप यहाँ पे एक सेंटेंस देख रहे हैं, क्रिएटिव राइटिंग का एग्जाम्पल है, कितना डिफरेंट है. लेकिन सबसे अच्छी बात ये है कि ये भी ओरिजिनल सेंटेंस है, क्रिएटिव राइटिंग है, बच्चों ने खुद से वर्क किया है, कहीं से कॉपी नहीं किया. और ये भी एक ओरिजिनल सेंटेंस है जो बच्चों ने खुद से डिजाइन किया है, कहीं से कॉपी नहीं किया. बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज हैं जो आप यूज कर सकते हैं क्रिएटिव राइटिंग सिखाने के लिए. अगर आप यहाँ पर एक और क्रिएटिव राइटिंग का सैंपल देखें तो आपको पता चलेगा कि बच्चे जब क्रिएटिव राइटिंग लिखते हैं तो सेंटेंस बनाते हैं, सेंटेंसेस को आपस में कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाते. उनको सिखाना पड़ता है कि आपने सेंटेंसेस में एक कनेक्शन बिल्टअप करना है, रिपीट नहीं होने चाहिए वर्ड्स. अब अगर देखा जाए तो यहाँ पे कोई भी ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक नहीं है, स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स बहुत कम है. बट प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रही है, ये स्टैंडर्ड के ऊपर नहीं है क्रिएटिव राइटिंग. सो यू नीड टू राइट डाउन एज पर द स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ क्रिएटिव राइटिंग. You can also teach your students to use tables like this so that they are able to use adjectives, pronouns, adverbs, and lots of other parts of speech to make the creative writing catchy, attractive, full of information. You can also involve students in expanding sentences through conjunctions. Conjunctions are also very much important in this regard. And if you want your student to correct their verbs and parts of speech, you can give them the tables like this one so that they know that which part of speech is this, which verb is this, what is the tense, whether they are on the correct side or not. Finally, vocabulary. If the student wants to write something, the student should know that there are lots of words and the vocabulary can make difference. Instead of just writing Ali said, you can write down Ali shouted, Ali whispered, Ali replied, Ali explained, Ali answered. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can ask now. Thank you so much for being here in this training session. Okay, I can see there we have some participants over here, some students who have done their creative writings. Wonderful. You can share your creative writing through WhatsApp. And I would definitely check your creative writing and see that how you can improve your creative writings. And you can have some different topics. I have shared some topics, and you can also have my topics as well. And you can have your topic as well if you have any other topic in your mind. Okay, I can see that we don't have questions over here. If any one of you is interested in joining our courses and classes, our summer camp, creative writing classes, grammar classes for children, they can contact through email or WhatsApp. I have shared my email address and WhatsApp as well. There are lots of tutorial over there on the YouTube channel. I can share the link of tutorials, grammar lessons, fun games. You can watch them online. You can also watch them as per your convenience, because we try our best to teach through games, actions, and stories. I can understand that people know about Jolly Phonics program, but they have less knowledge about Jolly Grammar program. So verbs, nouns, adjectives, creative writing, expanding sentences, comprehension, punctuation marks, vocabulary, everything comes in the Jolly Grammar. If anyone is interested to know more about our courses, they can contact me, or they can also contact Ma'am Asma Zara from GMCI. You can see the flyers, contacts are given over there. Okay, so we have just 2 minutes. After that, the meeting would end automatically. So you can, if you have any other questions, you can send your question on the email or the WhatsApp. You're always welcome. If you need anything, any information, any handout, any resource, you can contact me. That's not a problem. Thank you so much for being here in this session. And if you have missed anything, you can claim the recording as well. I will keep the recording for all the participants.